The Los Angeles Rams are working hard to defend their Super Bowl champion title. However, the first half of their 2022 campaign has gone completely off the rails. Sean McVay's squad is sitting third on the NFC West standings, having won 3 and lost 5 games. Recently, the bad luck streak continued for the team as their quarterback, Matthew Stafford, was placed in concussion protocol. Stay tuned as we unpack this. First up, Matthew Stafford is placed on concussion protocol. Rams coach Sean McVay revealed that their quarterback entered the concussion protocol on Tuesday, the 8th of November. There was no apparent injury that he suffered. These precautions were taken after the team's medical staff performed routine checkups after Monday's game. That's right, we're talking about the game where the Rams lost 16-13 to the Buccaneers. The coach revealed that there was no indication during the game that Stafford was dealing with concussion symptoms. After the match, the medical staff asked him some questions, and his response indicated symptoms. The staff decided that the best thing to do would be to place the athlete in concussion protocol. Better safe than sorry, right? McVay said that he didn't really understand whether Stafford actually had a concussion. The team just took the necessary precautions to ensure the player's safety. McVay said that it's ultimately the doctor's job to ask the questions and determine whether the player should be placed on the protocol. Next up, how did he get injured? As we said, the symptoms were revealed during a routine checkup, and there was no specific injury that put Stafford in danger of a concussion. However, it is the team's understanding that Stafford sustained the concussion during the Week 9 loss to Tampa Bay. In that game, Stafford was sacked 4 times and hit 8 times. He could have gotten injured in any one of those instances. Stafford was placed on the protocol on Tuesday, and many speculate that he might miss Sunday's game against Arizona. Moving on, how's his recovery going? To get out of concussion protocol, Stafford needs to clear a 5-step protocol, which includes returning to the sport on a limited, then full basis. Stafford needs to show that he can participate in non-contact football activities. This means he must attend team meetings and non-contact practice. If he can do this without recurrence of signs and symptoms, the club physician may clear him to play. However, it seems that Stafford isn't near meeting the conditions set in the league's protocol. According to sports writer Adam Schefter, Stafford hasn't come to practice since he was in protocol. This means he's taken a break from the game on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. At this point, it seems he won't be fit to play for the big game on Sunday. Next up, his performance before the injury. To understand how big of a loss this is for the Rams, let's look at Stafford's performance this season. We're not gonna lie, it hasn't been great. The first half of the 2022 season has been rough for Matthew, as he's tying for the NFL's 4th worst touchdown to interception ratio at 8.8. Moreover, he's thrown 25 interceptions since the start of the 2021 season. He's on pace for just 17 passing touchdowns in 2022, compared to the 41 last year. Stafford has completed less than 70% of his passes for around 1,900 yards. A huge chunk of the blame goes to the team's offensive line. LA has had a different starting 5 in each of their 8 games this season. It's no wonder Stafford has taken 28 sacks this season, the 3rd most in the NFL. However, even though Stafford hasn't been the best this year, his absence from Sunday's game could be disastrous if the team doesn't have an established backup player. Moving on, who is the backup option? At this point, Stafford probably won't recover in time for the game against the Cardinals. If Stafford can't make it, the Rams will most likely turn to John Wolford to take his place. This will be Wolford's 2nd career regular season start. LA is in a tough place right now, so there's definitely a lot of pressure on Wolford. However, he has proved he can handle it. In his first regular season start, all the way back in 2020, Wolford led the Rams to an 18-7 victory against the Cardinals. In this Week 17 game, he completed 22 of 38 passes for 231 yards and 1 interception. The win secured a spot for the Rams in the playoffs. Commenting on the chances of Wolford replacing Stafford, McVay said the team is taking it it one day at a time, and nothing is certain now. The coach said that he knew Matthew would do everything he could to recover in time for the game. However, he showed that he trusted Wolford when the stakes were high and believed he could lead them to victory. McVay reminded everyone of the 2020 game and said that Wolford has always performed incredibly well whenever he's asked to step in on short notice. If Wolford starts on Monday, it's most likely that Bryce Perkins will be the backup. Finally, what are the chances of success for the Rams? The Rams are currently in third place in the NFC West, with only 3 wins out of 8 games. The number 1 position in this division is taken by the Seahawks, who have a comfortable lead with 6 wins. In second place, the 49ers have 4 wins. LA has a lot at stake now that their quarterback may be off the roster. However, as we said, Wolford has proved that he can handle pressure and perform up to the mark. Considering that Stafford has had a relatively poor performance this season, it may just be in the team's best interest to let Wolford play. McVay will need to change the offense considerably if Wolford starts instead of Stafford. However, considering how chaotic things have been on that front anyway, this is unlikely to be a problem. The most important thing for the team in the long term is protecting Stafford. Even if that means sitting him out in a game, the Rams have got to win. Before we end this video, let's look at some of Stafford's wife's concerns about him being placed in concussion protocol. Given the potential effects of a concussion later in life, this diagnosis can be scary for the player and their family. Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly, took to Instagram to talk about what happened. Stay tuned as we tell you all about it. First up, what did Kelly say? Kelly showed concern for her husband's safety in an Instagram story she shared on the Morning After account. She said everyone who listened to her podcast knew how much head injuries freaked her out. Kelly hoped the sport would develop and address concerns for head health and the research around it. She hasn't been subtle with her opinions on the NFL. She thinks it's the league's job to protect its players, and they need to put the athlete's health and safety before anything else. Everything that she's saying is completely justified. She also shared that she had a lot of emotions running through her, and she wasn't okay. She said she felt concerned, angry, sad, and confused all at the same time. Given the mystery surrounding the entire incident, it's no wonder she feels this way. Previously, Kelly opened up about how she couldn't ever imagine parenting her 4 little girls without Stafford. Moving on, Kelly has spoken up about this issue before. The NFL has been under the microscope for their concussion protocols this season. We mean, just look at what happened to Tua Tagovailoa. He seemed to stumble in a game against the Buffalo Bills but continued playing. The following week, he was escorted to the hospital when his head hit the turf and his hands locked up. All signs of decorticate posturing. Kelly talked about this on an episode of The Morning After. She opened up about how difficult it is to see your significant other in a situation like that. She said she didn't care how badly the guys wanted to play the game or how badly their organization needed them to play. Kelly thinks there's more to life than football. If players know in their hearts that they're not fit to play, then they shouldn't be out there. She opened up about her conversations with Stafford regarding this. She said that if she saw her husband just shake off a bad injury or play despite not feeling well, she wouldn't be there when he got home. Kelly rightly said, "It's not fair to ask your family to watch you risk your health for a game. It makes the family question the player's priority." Finally, this is a very sensitive topic for her. Head injuries are an incredibly sensitive topic for Kelly. 4 years after her marriage to the Super Bowl 56 champion, Kelly was diagnosed with a brain tumor in April 2019. We can't even imagine what the family had to go through. Kelly underwent surgery to remove the tumor, and fortunately, it was a success. She has been cancer-free ever since, but there's no doubt that the trauma of the incident has stayed with her. She's done a lot of research into head health and feels like the NFL needs to do better to protect their players. And that's a wrap for this video. Do you think Matthew Stafford can recover in time for the big game on Sunday, or will he be replaced by Wolford? What's more, is the NFL really negligent in protecting its players? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Goodbye for now, and see you in the next one.